Good morning. This is KELOLAND On the Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
The city of Madison is celebrating the completion of their Lewis and Clark water system. As of now, the water will supply about 30% of the city's drinking water.
The access to more water will also help in dry years.
When we are drought-like, we've had water restrictions. We've asked people to cut back on the use of water. Since we've had our connection with Lewis and Clark, we haven't had to do that.
The project was originally only supposed to take 9 years to complete. However, it took over 34 years because federal funding ran out.
Court documents reveal that girls' gymnastics will continue for the next 3 school years in the Sioux Falls district. It comes after a settlement was approved by the U.S. District Court on Friday. It all started last September when parents filed a lawsuit after the district cut the program. The lawsuit said the cut was a violation of Title IX requirements.
Now, a settlement agreement says any decision to cut gymnastics after the 2026-2027 school year must go through the district's budget approval process.
School starts up again today in Sioux Falls, and Patrick Henry Middle School is ready for students to see the newly remodeled library. Over the summer, the library underwent $800,000 in remodeling with new paint, lights, and carpeting.
The school's librarian says the biggest change was replacing the temporary walls between the classrooms with permanent ones. You can learn more about how Patrick Henry's library remodel will benefit students in a KELOLAND.com original by Gracie Terrell. Now let's get a check on our forecast with meteorologist Scott Munt. Gonna see some rain today at all, Scott?
Well, we're looking at that chance early this morning. We may see some of that across eastern, southeastern KELOLAND. Something worth noting. Otherwise, temperatures today will reach the 70s to low 80s across eastern South Dakota. 90-degree heat today, central and western South Dakota. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Pennington County Sheriff's Department's Ignite program has been growing with more individuals taking advantage of the promising opportunity.
Now, through Ignite, organizations offer their time to educate inmates on finances, home ownership, resume building, and other life skills.
All of our programs are on a voluntary basis as far as organizations wanting to come in to instruct programming, and I like to reach out to them to see if they're interested in working with this type of population. We have had a phenomenal community that is willing to partner with us.
People who successfully complete the program could also qualify for a reduction in their time behind bars.
More than 4,000 delegates are getting set for the final day of the Democratic National Convention.
Now, as those delegates finish up their work, the South Dakota delegation is hopeful for Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz in the upcoming general election.
I'm confident that they will be the next president, vice president, the first female president of the United States.
All 20 of South Dakota delegates voted for Harris and Walz during last night's roll call.
Less than 1 week from today, the South Dakota State Fair will kick off its 6-day run. This year's fair will have 300 vendors with 55 of them serving food. There's a full lineup of grandstand entertainment. Visitors can also find a daily slate of performers on 6 free stages.
Now, if you plan on attending the fair, digital reporter Ray Yost has compiled a story about things to know from discount ticket opportunities to some entertainment choices. You can find this KELOLAND.com original story on our website right here, right now.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Good morning, Brian.
All right, good morning. Well, some bigger thunderstorms last night in central South Dakota. We had several severe thunderstorm warnings and some flash flood issues between Pierre down to about Murdo and right there skirting mainly north of Interstate 90. We had a couple more cells that split north of Pierre. And then you look around that, the general rain tallies are not actually all that big for most areas. It was kind of that one spot there in the central part of South Dakota that really felt the brunt of the weather. Today, we're tracking some rain in the northeast this morning. If you're up in the Marshall area, north up through Canby, there certainly will be more activity to track. Sioux Falls, widely scattered shower thunderstorm possible. We're still in a domain here where we can, maybe get that, but we also don't see maybe the forcing necessary for widespread rainfall. We are a little cooler in western South Dakota. We've got a frontal boundary switching the wind to the north in Rapids, so we're down to about 91 for our official high today. Sioux Falls really hasn't been that hot this week. Quite the opposite. We've had cloudy skies, below average temperatures. Today, maybe close to 80, which is still below normal, actually. And then overnight tonight, we'll see if more showers and storms pop up in Nebraska. It looks like that may be the case, and then maybe trending a little bit more to the northeast tomorrow morning. It's not a high, widespread chance of rain at this point, but it's something we're going to put in the forecast. I would even argue into Friday night into Saturday morning. There's still the chance of a few things coming up through Nebraska, and I wouldn't rule that out, but we're still not in a really good lock there on the probability of that. So those things considered. One other item you need to know about is the building heat as we get into the weekend. In fact, it looks like by Sunday, most of us will be in the 90s, and the heat index in portions of eastern KELOLAND will be at 100 or above. So I know we've had the hot headlines out west. Now we're going to see more of that spreading east. Now, next couple days, couple things too with the wind forecast. Today, Sioux Falls, south winds 15 to 30. We'll have some more wind around tomorrow. I imagine here as we get into the weekend too on Sunday, south breeze in the forecast. At this time, we do not have any rain chances on Sunday. We think we'll be mainly capped. Think of it like a pressure cooker. We're going to have a layer of hot air in the mid layers of the atmosphere. It's going to be kind of tough for storms to fire. Now, having said that, North Dakota could have some rough weather on Sunday. It's possible if this pattern changes, we might have to include Aberdeen on this. One other note, Monday of next week, we already have a day 5 severe weather risk map across southeast South Dakota into western Minnesota. That again hinges on a lot of factors. It's 5 days out, so we're not going to get real specific yet, but just kind of watch this front interacting with the heat and the humidity. Pierre, central South Dakota, hot weather. You can bank on that for the weekend. It looks like the rain chance will be pretty minimal until we break the cap, and maybe Monday, Tuesday, we bring in some rain chances. Also in Rapid City, it's very hot on Saturday, highs close to 100. And then we'll see if that frontal system by Sunday into Monday will break that down and bring in some scattered rain. More details online at KELOLAND.com.